I've got 3 different DIYs here today. Stay tuned to see how I create these 3 items and hear more about my challenge. DIY number 1. I've got this foam ball that I think I showed off in my last video, or not my last video, but another video with pumpkins. I'll link it in the cards. I picked up at Dollar General. I've also got some excess fabric from a shirt that I had cut apart, and I'm going to get into this first one, which is going to be a little pumpkin, and I'm going to go ahead and carve this. I'm just using my big old Ginsu knife, flattening the bottom and making a nice big hole at the top, and I'm just going to go ahead and kind of carve it up and shape it a little bit. I'm also going to go around the edges with the knife and cut out those little divots that pumpkins usually have. Just cut those out some, pushing them in with a dowel, just trying to shape it and smooth it. This foam ball is really tough to work with, so I'm just trying to use whatever advantages I can to shape it up the way I want. So once I have that shaped up, then I'm going to take it outside and give it a coat of spray paint and just shaping it, giving it a rough textured look there, and using Waverly chalk paint in Elephant, and I'm going to go ahead and paint the whole thing. I want to give it a concrete look. Something a little different you don't usually see in the pumpkins, by putting that white layer underneath and then going over with the paint. It gave it a nice little effect. So I did find a twig and I cut a little piece off, and I'm just hot gluing it down into that hole, and another just spare piece of greenery from a flower stem that I had. Just kind of pinching that together a little bit, and then I'll glue it down in there as well. Real easy, didn't take long, didn't cost much. It's the best kind. And voila, cute little pumpkin. Just what I was looking for. A little different, a little out of the ordinary, and oops. Didn't mean to do that. But there it is. Looks like it should weigh 2 or 3 pounds, and it's very light. I really like this one. DIY number 2. Now I'm going to use some of that scrap fabric, and I just cut it down into strips, and I'm going to go ahead and braid all of these strips, and I end up with 5 long braids, and I'm going to use those and some other fabric to make a pumpkin. So I'll just go ahead and braid this and get the rest of them all braided together. So with my braided fabric strips here and some pinto beans and some excess fabric, I'll create my pumpkin. Now I used the sleeve from another shirt, and I lost the footage here, but what I did was at the end of the sleeve part, I tucked the ends of the one end of the braids, tucked them inside. I turned everything inside out, used a ponytail holder to connect it all together, and then flipped it right side out again. So all of those are tucked inside. Now filled with the pinto beans and using a hot glue just to get that bottom part sealed up. So once I can get that all put together, sealed up nicely, then I can start to wrap those strands around. This is going to be fun. This is like the 3rd attempt of what I wanted to do with this, so I'm just going to wrap these around, not really randomly. I'm trying to space them out kind of evenly, but once I get them in place where I kind of want them, what I'll do is I'll just hot glue them down in the center and wrap them around. This is my Small Creator Sunday challenge, the challenge that I created to celebrate people who have less than 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And my co-host for this month is Nancy of Little Treasures by Nancy, and she just hit her 1K milestone recently. So welcome her to the channel, congratulate her, and this will be her last video. Her link and the link to the playlist are below in my description box, so go check those out. The theme for this month is Free Fallin, so all the videos that you see today will have a fall theme. So let's get back into the craft. So as you can see, I've crisscrossed and glued a bunch of these braids, and I'm just kind of going around and filling in the gaps. I couldn't do the whole thing, but that's okay. It's kind of a mess, but it works out fine in the end, so I'm okay with that. You know how it is, and just happy accidents. So now that I have everything wrapped up together, I'm going to use all of these ends, and I'm going to turn these into the stem of my pumpkin. So I'm just going to kind of bunch them up here together, and fast forward through. I'm using twine to wrap around all of these stems to create my stem for the pumpkin. I just tied the twine around the base and just kept spinning it around there, getting it nice and tight, and then I can continue tying, getting all the way down there and just tying it off, cutting off the excess of everything, using my hot glue gun to secure everything in place, and then hot gluing down again another extra leaf sprig from one of my flower picks for the leaf, and it's super cute and I like it. An easy fabric pumpkin. DIY number 3. And for my last one, of course, I'm going to make another bead garland because I got these maple leaf tags. They say they're Crafter's Square. I don't have a Dollar Tree open here yet, so I did have to order them from Amazon, and I paid way too much, but it was worth it because I have them now. So using my folk art antique wax and a random unnamed orange paint, I'm going to use those to color my beads and my leaves, and I'm going to use some small spacer beads as well to make my DIY, or my DIY, yeah, my DIY bead garland. I feel like I haven't had enough sleep or caffeine or any combination of the two today, so yeah, these small spacer beads I'm going to use, and I'm going to go ahead and color those with the folk art home decor wax in antique, and then I'm going to stain the leaf in the same thing. One of my favorite methods of doing this is just to stick the paint in the baggie, or put the stuff in a baggie, stick the paint in there, and then just kind of smush it about. I did end up adding just a few little drops of water to help to disperse the paint some over the beads and to help them get a nice good coat. So that's what I did here. And I'm making my tassel out of this gray macrame cord. I think the last bead garland I asked if I should use that or the natural color, and I didn't. So for this one I wanted to use the gray. And now I'm just going to string the beads using a small spacer bead and then the fat orange bead, small spacer bead, fat orange bead, etc., until it's full, and then that's it. I really love this. It's so cute. It's muted but fall, and it was exactly what I wanted. So I really enjoy this one, and I'm definitely going to have to make a second one or third or more. I don't know. So there they are, all put together. I like them. In my description box, you'll find Nancy's link and the link to the playlist, so spread that YouTube goodness and help us grow to 1K. Thank y'all so much for watching. Take care. Bye.